Morning, everybody, for some morning madness NASCAR opening round event here. Had to reload the game for whatever reason. Not sure what happened, but it's working now, so we're good. Get some coffee in us, and we'll get started here. All right. So there's no F1 Clash GP this weekend. I think it's going to be next weekend. So we're taking advantage of some downtime and racing some take stock. See if we can make it through opening round. I did barely make it in through qualifying. It took me a couple times. Uh, Unlike F1 Clash, these weekend events they have aren't structured, so anybody can race in any. There's no restrictions and like that. So, all right. So we have quite a few that haven't raced opening round yet. And let's see, let me do a little bit of organizing here. I'm looking for that there. There we go. And one more little click, and I think we'll be there. That's it. Yeah, okay, make it a couple more clicks. Keep losing connection there. But we're going to have this fixed here in just a minute. There we go. All right. So those that have raced, yeah, it's going to be quite a few 525s. No great shock there. I'm going to assume the cutoff will be, this will move down to 50, something close to it. So let's go ahead. Oh, we're going to start out with Richmond, 17 laps. Looks like it might be a bot. If it was a real player, it'd pop up almost immediately. Okay, we got a rival score 902. And I will be doing some F1 class shortly after this event ends. Probably about an hour after this one ends. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use that old energy boost. I did get a few through free crates and that kind of thing, so it's a good thing. And with Richmond and Phoenix, pretty much we just push all the way around because that is those fastest lap type tracks. So when we try to get a couple fastest laps in here, and my components aren't anywhere near where they need to be against some of the higher scoring, higher level component players, but we do our best. All right, so we've already gotten into lap 5. We'll be starting lap 6 here in just a minute. And then after that, we'll be going ahead and pitting. So we'll pit a lap 6 laps, or lap 7 really. We'll go ahead and push, especially since the rival's pitting with us. They got gas only, fuel only. And the leaders are pitting, so that will give us the opportunity to move ahead back into P1 and P2. And we're just going to cruise. Coming up on lap 11. We'll have one more pit stop. All right. And here they come. And we'll go ahead and pit Phillips. And we'll push them on out. The rival will be pitting soon. They'll probably pit next lap, I would think. Yep. Here they come in. And we've set ourselves up for a P1, P2 finish. Sure, we'll go fast, why not? And here we are on the final lap. And this race is in the books, so we'll go ahead and get ready for that next race. So we're already 2 places behind, or just 2 players ahead of us, however you want to say it. All right, here's a Daytona road course. Like it's going to be another bot. 941. Nice. Can we say 67 or 75? Pretty much going to be one score or the other, I think. All right, we'll bump up our game here a little bit with the boosts. Yeah. So we're going to use compound. Give us that durability and grip. We're going to go ahead and push. And the struggle begins. We're not real good on road courses. And I haven't really played enough to get my other drivers upgraded. So We live with the struggle. All right, and our black is moving ahead. We will go ahead and put him back in neutral, and we're way far back to catch up to P2. So hopefully they will do something really crazy so we can get ahead of them. Like that could be really good for us if we can be closer to them. That means they're going to pit. It's a short pit lane, but tends to take a while to actually get through the pit. So we will push and hopefully we can catch up with everybody. I'm fairly certain we can catch up to the rival black, and hopefully we can catch up to the rival Phillips. It looks like they're getting closer. We will see. We're a lot better off than we were before we pitted, so. And our rival black just went into, or our black went into P1. We just cannot get around. There we go. We can't get caught up to the rival black. Phillips is trying, but he just doesn't have it. So I have a feeling the rival has a higher level apex. And that's typically what happens. All right, so we're now first and second, which is good, but we're going into the pits. But that means that black is also going to have to go in the pit. So this is where we can break up the positions. Unfortunately, I was a little slow on getting black into the pits, so we're going to suffer here just a bit. But hopefully our black will block the rival black. That's a mouthful. All right, so we're going to push on into the pits. And does look like Blaney. I keep saying rival black is rival Blaney. They're going to have to pit. So if we can get caught up to them, I think we'll be in pretty good shape here. We're going to ignore that pit stop, which is probably a bad thing. Actually, we may just go ahead and do fuel only. Yeah, let's do that. They're going in. It looks like we're coming out second. So that little bit of change of strategy helped us out there. The one thing about NASCAR managers, you definitely have to have a strategy as far as pit stops go. short pitting normally helps, or undercuts, however you want to say it. All right, Phillips is struggling a little bit, as you can see. His tires are almost done, but we do get across, so that's going to help us. With that overall score. All right, so 275s. All right, we still got two folks ahead of us based off fastest laps. So on to race 3, we're back to Richmond. You know what I just realized? I had not shared the screen. Wow. Okay, let's try that. It's a little early in the morning. So now you can actually see what I'm talking about. Wow, I apologize, folks. I'm like, there's a whole lot of me on the screen and nothing else. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're running out of those energy boosts, but and we're going to go ahead and push. And we're going to go neutral with black. And we're going neutral with Phillips. And this next lap, we will go ahead and do fastest lap best we can. But we just don't have that next level up on that I think it's Apex, that engine. So that's what hurts us every time. And we're going to go ahead and get fuel and tires. Well, at least I caught the fact that it was only 2 races. And it wasn't the whole event. All right, we'll go ahead and go put our drivers back to neutral. That was almost like those first 2 races was like back in the 70s, listening to the races on the radio when we didn't have any TV out in the country. So and we'll go ahead and get tires and fuel. And tires and fuel. And you see the damage is down to 45. So we'll go ahead. He's been beating and banging pretty good. So we'll go ahead and get his. Now it's down to 28. Once it gets down to about 60 on damage, it's going to go quick. So Phillips was in a little longer than we wanted to be, but really was worth it. And as you can see, we're already caught up with the rivals and their pitting, so that's always helpful. And we're not going to pit. We're going to go fast and fast. And there we go. Another 75 points. That's interesting. All right, and we still got the two ahead of us. It's kind of funny in a strange way. All right, Michigan. All right, so for Michigan, wow, what should we do, folks? Compound is kind of what I'm leaning towards. But I think probably what I'll do is compound 959. You're killing me. All right. Compound for black Phillips. I'll do one of those what I call super premium boosts. Basically, you got to pay a ton of money or maybe win them. Typically in crates. All right. So we'll go there and we want something. Outclaw I use quite a bit. It's not clicking. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh. Well, that was bad. I was having issues. The mouse wouldn't come across. All right, so now what we got to do is focus on our strategy, pit strategy. Phillips is just not doing well. Of course, he doesn't have a boost, so that's part of the problem. And Phillips just can't get past it. And that's why I wanted to boost him so bad. And then I hit the wrong button. Oh well. Maybe this will sort stuff out. So they're pitting. All right, we could have a chance here. If we can get Phillips caught up with the lead pack, that's the biggest thing right now. And he's still struggling. So I think what we're going to do is do what I don't like to do. And I like to put my drivers together, but in this instance, I don't think we have that choice. And I think we're going to have to go, even though it's just a little bit of damage, we need all the power we can get. I was hoping the rival would pit. They're going to pit next time, so that should help. And we get the long pit stop with Phillips because of his damage. We should. This is going to be close. We should be all right, though, I think. So do we get fuel or no? Let's just top off the fuel. Well, I guess we're not. Whoops. All right, that helps us. My screw up actually helped us. All right. Or if we survive this race, it'll be amazing. All right. He comes across with no fuel. And that's how it's done. Wow. I would not have thought that. Another 75. And we're still got behind those other two players. All right, race 5 is Richmond again. I may actually have to buy that energy boost at some point, unless I start racing duels again. But I'm really enjoying the new season F1 Clash. So, all right, team score 905 for the rival. Let's see if we don't mess this up here. Split the qualifying. All right. Now, why couldn't we do that this last one? Give us the opportunity. There we go. I don't know why it's always delayed like that. That's all right. We're back where we need to be. We're going to go to neutral. I'll try for fastest lap, but I don't think we'll do much better than what we have been. We just don't have that engine component where it needs to be. And we'll go ahead and pit our drivers. I'm glad we only got a couple of races left. I'm out of coffee almost. All right. Go back to neutral, try to get a couple more laps in before we need to do our last pit. we'll get some damage taken care of off of our black. We'll be in there a little longer, a second longer, but we can make that time up. Just like that. See, pitting on the last lap like that, especially at Richmond, is just not a good strategy. There's just too much to be lost. All right. $75 points. Race 6, California. We'll be using compound and compound. Rivals score is 912. And just as a reminder, please hit that like and subscribe button. Our channel is less than a year old, so it's trying to grow it and throw some good content out there to help everybody with the F1 Clash and the NASCAR Manager game, as well as Mission Chief. I don't do Mission Chief as much as I used to, but I will be putting some content out there on a semi-regular basis. With the new season of F1 Clash, it just takes up a lot of time. Looks like he hit the wall. Wow. Dude. All right. We're going to roll these folks up here a little bit. And we'll go ahead, put them in the pits there. Good call. Just got there. It was close. Logano's going to go on around and pit next lap. Wow, that was kind of a serious lag there. But I do put content out for this first month or so of the new season for F1 Clash, almost daily. Be kind of later in the evenings. It'll be probably around 6:30, 7 o'clock Central Time. And then on the weekends, I'll be racing depending on if I have to work or not. Um, Pretty much the all day on Saturday and maybe a half a day on Sunday, something to that effect. Um, Primarily F1 Flash, be some NASCAR manager videos, and it's just dependent if I qualify or not. Uh, and if I make it through opening round, then we'll do some Sunday racing with NASCAR manager. Uh, if not, hopefully we'll be doing great with F1 Clash. And if we just do horrible, then definitely have some Mission Chief gaming on Sunday. We'll have the Storm event. Uh, and I'll try to do that every weekend, but it's just depending on how much time I have. I'm trying to increase the type of content and make it a little higher quality. So I'm not a graphic artist and I'm not real good with technology, so I'm all self taught. All right. And there's another 75 points, a track I really don't like. I believe this is the last race coming up. Another 75 points. Definitely helps the cause. Race 7 of 7, and it's Richmond. Thank goodness it's not Watkins Glen or California. We're going to try some of those premium boosts just to see what it's like. The super premium. Maybe, just maybe, it will offset the lack of having the levels I need on my engine. I think we just raced this guy. All right, let's see what we can do here. So I got this one here, that one there. Those seem to be about the same, but I got more. Look at there, I can finally do it. I got those and his damage and all that. So we'll go Snapjaw with that. The ones that I just have a couple of, those were like won them in events. This is a total free to play account. My first started this account, I did the pit pass, but then they kind of changed up the pit pass, and I wasn't racing as much. So, wow, this is interesting. I'm struggling a little bit here. That's not like Phillips to struggle. Hmm. That's crazy. How much Phillips is struggling. I wonder if it's that boost for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. He got it sorted out. That's just weird. And he's got a lot of damage. Probably don't need tires. I don't want to do tires anyhow. All right, let's go black. Now it's like the game's picked back up. I wonder if there was a little, I don't know, the game's acting a little strange, or it looked like to me. I like speed it up and slow down. Probably my connections, probably not the game. Thank goodness rivals pitting. Oof. A little concerned. Oh, that was nerve wracking. But yeah, I think it was mine because I lost connectivity a little bit. Um, Sorry, didn't mean to blame the game. All right, so that takes care of the opening round, and we're actually 10th. Perfect score. And let's see if they dropped. So I'm the last one of 525 currently. We did the best we could do. All right, so we got 28. Yeah, see, as I was talking about, it'll probably get closer to 15. It probably will once the rest of these. So in 16 hours and 51 minutes, we'll know. All right. Well, thanks for the viewing. Once again, hit that like and subscribe. And I will be back shortly for the F1 Clash. We'll do some duels. I have all my crate slots emptied. Man, if I could get that Apex or whatever it's called, that'd be great. But I keep getting 5.1. All righty. That'll do it, folks. Have a great weekend. If you're racing, good luck. Bye.